Hey guys, welcome to my review of Raw and Smackdown for this week. So I'm not going to keep it to a script, I'm just really going to talk about the most notable stuff and just some theories I might have for down the line storyline stuff, I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, Raw was interesting, it was a pretty good show actually, there's some big matches. Kurt Angle announced that there'll be a number one contender match at Extreme Rules, a fatal 5-way match between Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, and who am I forgetting? Finn Balor. So yeah, and they actually had matches against each other. Well, Finn fought Roman, and Bray fought Seth, and both matches were really solid matches. I thought the Finn match was actually really good. Good solid match. Roman won, but he actually they both were kicking each other's asses pretty badly, and Roman really just had to use. It was a good match actually. Kind of reminded me of the AJ Roman matches. What else? There was the Seth versus Bray match, which Samoa Joe came and jumped in and just started beating up Seth. So it was ended in a no contest. I guess, do they even call that no contest? It's disqualification maybe. But yeah, that match was pretty good. There was a IC title match between Dean and Miz, where Miz actually won by disqualification because he provoked Dean to low blow him because he tried to do it. So Miz gets a rematch for the title, and at Extreme Rules, and the stipulation is, I think, if Dean gets disqualified, he loses the title. So I was like, okay. I don't see where those two are really going after this, but I think, yeah, they're just going to be just swapping the title over. I think Miz will win it because he's better with the title anyway, actually, and Dean is better, kind of. I don't know. Dean just does whatever he wants, really. He won the WWE title once. I think that's his only chance he'll ever have at it, and he's better as an IC title kind of guy. Yeah, and what else? And there was the woman's situation. It's just behind me. Bailey basically came out to Alexa Bliss, who was talking trash, and Alexa beat her. Well, she tried to take on Alexa, and Alexa grabbed a kendo stick and beat her up. So backstage, she was upset, and Kurt was like, "I'll give you a rematch, like a match with her. Don't you worry." And if she does anything, it was like just a single match, keep you away from weapons, so she can't use weapons. But Bailey was like, "Nah, I can go extreme," and so he was like, "Are you sure?" It was weird. It was a weird moment. So yeah, and there's some cruiserweight stuff. It's just the usual same four dudes. So it's just the build up for. I think TJP and Austin Aries, they just pinned. TJP and Neville just pinned Austin Aries and Jack Gallagher. They won that match. But yeah, and there's some other funny moments like Enzo Amore and Cass were out, and there was a match between Titus O'Neil. But he thought it was his client. What's his name? See, I forgot. I'm so bad with these names at the moment. Apollo. What's his name? Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews. Yeah. That's not even funny how racially inappropriate that name is. It's like, okay, we got a black dude. He's really athletic, and we want him to be a babyface. Okay, what do we name him? So we're gonna go with Apollo Creed with Terry Crews. They're two very likable. Braun Strowman. That's another name. Like Roman Reigns' name is pretty cool. I thought it was a clever name. I don't know. Maybe that's me. Seth Rollins. That's just his indie name. I'm pretty sure that's the name he's had for a long time. But anyway, I'm just rambling. Yeah. So there wasn't really much else. Shimaro. There was a singles match. Jeff Hardy pinned. I think it was Sheamus. Or one of them, yeah. I was like, I'm trying to get into Raw, but it's a long and drawn out show. So, yeah, other than that, I just have some theories about where things are going. I'm guessing Finn will win the Fatal 5-Way and take on Brock, and Bray will probably come and interfere and start a continuous feud with Finn, because it's kind of been hinted they're going to have a long feud. And so I think, yeah, that'll be at Great Balls of Fire. I think Roman, well, Braun Strowman's gonna be his next feud at Great Balls of Fire. They're gonna fight. I think Seth and Samoa Joe are just gonna keep feuding for a while. I mean, they're having pretty good matches, and it's pretty solid. I mean, there's nowhere else for them really to go. Um, and there's no real title for them to win either, because they don't treat the IC title really like that high level. But and Miz and Dino are going to be looking after that title for a while. So yeah, they'll just have these crazy matches, and then maybe after, because the thing is, from what I know, Roman's supposed to fight Brock at WrestleMania and win the title from Brock and beat Brock. That's the rumor. So they've got to keep that title on Brock this whole time. So is he just gonna beat everyone else? So he beats Finn, he beats Seth, he'll beat Samoa Joe, he'll beat Bray, and then he'll lose to Roman. That's a lot of top guys that are like upcoming young top guys, and you want to make them lose to Brock. Maybe I don't know how they're gonna do this. But it's kind of good. It's kind of exciting because that's how Raw used to be. It used to be stacked with the main event guys. There was always like Jericho, Triple H, Rock, Stone Cold, Kurt Angle. They had a Big Show, and that was when Big Show was still pretty new too, to WWE. So there was a shit of Kane, Undertaker, Mankind, like all those dudes were wrestling at the same time. Like you think of those names, like they're giant names, like that's freaking. Yeah, so anyway, that was Raw. There's other stuff, but oh yeah, and Golden Truth broke up. Goldust turned on R-Truth and started beating his ass. It was like, I knew it was gonna happen because they've rehashed this tag team split type shit so many times. Like, you know, like they've been losing heaps of matches, and then they're in the back, and the one that was always like, the one saying, oh, I guess R-Truth, he got motivated by Goldie, and then he cost him the match. So when he was like, "Oh, I feel bad, man," and all this sort of shit, and then when they came out to the ring, he got his ass kicked by R-Truth, and I don't know. There was actually quite a few cheers for it. Some people are even saying "Thank you, Goldie" or "Thank you, Goldust." So I don't know. It was kind of interesting. Yeah, but anyway, on to my favorite show, SmackDown. So SmackDown Live, pretty good show I thought. Good go home show for Backlash, which is next week. So I'm actually looking forward to that pay per view. SmackDown's one of those things. You know, it's not the most important show, but if it has good matches and you just like to watch good solid wrestling, SmackDown's always a good. It's always been, well, it used to be that show from like the mid 2000s to like 2010. It was that show for like that time. And it kind of went on a decline because they just ended up merging the rosters and using SmackDown more of just like a way to just carry on feuds or add little bits to the feud. But yeah, so yeah, I thought SmackDown was pretty good. Notable things, well, quite a few things actually. So firstly, I just want to say I really like Fashion Police dudes. They're hilarious. So they had a match against Primo and Epico, beat their asses, and the Usos came out acting all thuggish and pretty much saying that, you know, welcome to the, I don't know, their penitentiary or something. So they're like, their gimmick is like they're the gangster prisoners, I guess, the babyface Fashion Police. It's actually a pretty clever idea. I don't think Usos are losing their title though, but you know, they're looking, you know, they made them look strong as well. They made Primo and Epico, well, those two job to them, so I mean, it's just making them look tough. But anyway, most important stuff. So AJ Styles had a match against Jinder Mahal, and KO cost him the match. So Jinder is now riding this crazy wave of momentum that I guess we all didn't really, well, nobody predicted this, but as it's gone on, it's like, shit, he might even win the title. I don't think he will, but he might, the way they're booking him. But he won't. I was even reading comments, seeing how people are reacting, and I don't think it's just because it's so obvious, and because America's got their political issues with the Middle East, and people don't really know the difference between a Sikh and a Muslim. I mean, obviously I do, but like it's just one of those things. He's wearing a turban. A lot of people don't. They don't know what a Sikh. I mean, a lot of people do, but there'll be some places where people just don't really know the difference. So it's kind of like he's like the new Iron Sheik, and that's kind of been like the general consensus for what they think of Jinder Mahal at the moment. But yeah, KO didn't have a match. I think that's all he was. He started off the night with like his own version of the highlight reel, which is it's like that's so Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens loves the talk stuff as much as he loves the wrestling. He's a good balance. I honestly feel that KO is like a real homage to like the homage to the Attitude Era guys, because if you think about him, he's got a bit of well, he put Owen in his name because one of his favorite wrestlers was Owen Hart, and Owen was in the beginning of the Attitude Era. Rest in peace, Owen Hart. But he has like this mixture of like Stone Cold with The Rock, with the craziness and the heelish nature of Triple H, and because he's French Canadian, he's like a Jericho. Like well, Jericho's not French Canadian, but he's Canadian. But like, there's just something about him. He's a good mixture of all of these top dudes. He's got that bull, which isn't the Brahma bull, and he explained that. But still, it's like he says one of his favorite wrestlers were those dudes. You know, the Rocks, the Stone Colds, and yeah, he's doing well. He won't lose that title. I don't feel, a Backlash. I think he's gonna retain it. And Randy, actually, he's having his match. He fought Baron Corbin. I'm really high on Baron Corbin. Just learning more about him as a person and things he's done in this athletic career. You know, like he was in the NFL. He former Golden Gloves champ. He's won a few jiu-jitsu tournaments. He's actually a pretty legit dude, man. Like, and yeah, he's got a good gimmick. I like, the only thing, maybe, I mean, people think I'm balding, but it's just the way my hair's lined up, and because if otherwise, I have like a freaking widow's peak type thing. But like he's actually balding a lot over here. And so you think the amount of money these guys have that they could, is it my hair messy? They would like, you know, give him Propecia or some shit. I don't know. I'm sure he's got plenty of money at this point to like do something about that. It just looks weird. It's like, dude, just fill it up a little bit. That's all you have to do, and you're perfect. You're fine. I'm not saying you have to look like a pretty boy. All I'm saying is like, it looks good. It looks silly. It just looks yuck. But anyway, he had a pretty solid match, and Randy just clean beat him. But it was this cool thing where Baron kept every time getting Irish whipped and sliding out of the side of the ring, and then coming back in, like in the corner. And so he kept doing that throughout the match. And then when he did this last one, he came in, boom, RKO out of nowhere. But it was like not really out of nowhere. It was just awesomely timed. When Randy does his RKOs, they're always on fire. That's what he's always going to be known for. But Randy, he's the shit. It's just kind of tired of seeing him as a champ and all that. I almost feel like it's time for him to go. I mean, I don't want to see him on Raw, but SmackDown, it's alright. Maybe he needs to have like one more heel run against John Cena, and just whoever loses retires. And I don't know, some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think Jinder will beat him. Jinder came out the Singh brothers, and they beat up Randy at the very end, and he was, you know, holding the title and all that. And it was like, Jinder doesn't deserve to win it, but maybe he'll get himself disqualified in the match, just to make it that, you know, he beats him at a later date. I don't know, because the thing is, there's rumors that Rusev will be fighting him next at Money in the Bank, and they're not gonna make Rusev fight Jinder Mahal. So it's more than likely Jinder will lose the title. Maybe AJ does win against KO, and then he goes after Randy. But Rusev, they can't have heel versus heel. It's like monster heel, and especially the foreign heel. Like, this is what does the show look like? Raw. And I guess there was the women's tag team. They made Naomi look like weak. She lost to Carmella, kind of due to interference. But there was it was just chaos, and yeah. I'm guessing she's gonna lose her title soon, but I think they'll win the tag team match. The baby faces in this case. Carmella always has these feuds. She like beats the shit out of this chick, beats her in all these pointless matches, and then when it comes to the big match, she just straight loses. Like just loses. It's funny. Like it's like I guess she's a classic heel. Like I think what people want these days is they like surprises, and heels are fun characters, so they want to see them win. But traditionally, like imagine like back in the day, like with what's his name, Bruno Sammartino, and that like he just beat the heels all the time. There was only like 2 moments where he really lost like severely, but he had like a 10-year title reign or something ridiculous. Like he and much respect to Bruno Sammartino. I didn't really watch his matches. Obviously wasn't around for it, but you can watch it. Like I'm not sure. I have the network. Maybe it's on WWE Network. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just going on a tangent. Yeah, pretty alright Smackdown. But the biggest thing I'm waiting for Backlash is Dolph versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura's presence is, I mean, they've got the fun wrestlers in SmackDown, like more the Japanese kind of. Well, kind of. If Finn was there, it would be just New Japan. This is like SmackDown. I feel is the New Japan for WWE. Raw is always going to be just Raw, which is more like what all the TNAs and all that try to be and just utterly fail. Speaking of TNA, sometimes I go on YouTube and like will watch some of the highlights of what's been going on TNA, and it's just all these tacky looking titles. Alberto Del Rio wearing, he's Alberto Del Patron, but he's got ADR. He's just straight wearing his WWE gimmick, like costume and stuff. It's like, bro, how cheap is TNA? Like Vince would never allow something like that. Like WWE would just be like, hey, come here. Costume design, change the shit. Like I'm sure not in those words, but yeah. And he's got like I think he's got the Global Force Championship, because I know Jeff Jarrett now runs the shit. But yeah, now that the Hardy's out of TNA, it's no point. But anyway, yeah, pretty interesting week of wrestling. Looking forward to Backlash, and went on for a little while, so hopefully you guys didn't mind it. I hope you enjoyed it. I just love to talk about wrestling, so if there's anything you want to bring up or talk about, just hit me up, man. It's you're more than welcome to comment on my page on this actual video, like, dislike, troll, do whatever the hell you want. But yeah, just want to talk about wrestling. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my page, and yeah, like my video. Cheers. 'Cause I gotta know, so say something.